Have you ever wondered what it takes to go straight from high school to the NBA? Imagine being a teenager and stepping onto the biggest stage in basketball without any college experience. It sounds like a dream, but it's a reality only a few athletes have lived. In this video, we'll dive into the incredible journeys of the players who made this bold leap, exploring their backgrounds, the challenges they faced, and how they grew into some of the greatest stars the NBA has ever seen. Where better to start than the Chocolate Thunder, Darryl Dawkins. Dawkins was a pioneer, one of the first players to jump directly from high school to the NBA. Drafted 5th overall in the 1975 NBA draft by the Philadelphia 76ers, Dawkins was an imposing figure on the court, standing 6'11" and weighing 251 pounds. He quickly became known not just for his size, but for his powerful dunks, something that made him a legend of the sport. Dawkins' 15-year NBA career was nothing short of spectacular, averaging 12 points, 6 rebounds, and 1.4 blocks per game. While his stats were impressive, it was his personality and flair that made him a fan favorite. Dawkins even named his dunks, such as the Rim Wrecker and the In-Your-Face Disgrace, adding to his aura and mystique. Dawkins' impact extended beyond his own performance. He opened the door for future high school players to take the leap directly to the NBA, showing that with the right talent and charisma, they could succeed at the highest levels.
At it again, watch the tremendous power with which Dawkins rams the ball through the hoop. Calling the chips of glass from Darryl's broken backboards, Darryl's diamond.
Fast forward to 1995, and the basketball world witnessed the arrival of Kevin Garnett. Selected 5th overall by the Minnesota Timberwolves, Garnett was a tall, wiry kid from South Carolina with a unique skill set that revolutionized the power forward position. Garnett could shoot, pass, dribble, and defend, something you don't normally see in someone who's 6'11". Garnett's career spanned 21 years, where he was a 15-time All-Star, a 9-time All-NBA selection, and a 12-time All-Defensive Team member. His versatility on both ends of the floor made him a nightmare matchup for opponents. Early in his career, Garnett's defensive prowess was evident, but it wasn't until his offensive game caught up that he became truly unstoppable. This combination led to him winning the NBA MVP in 2004.
With a respect and with a loyalty to your fans. Congratulations, 2003-2004 NBA MVP, Kevin Garnett.
During Garnett's time with the Timberwolves, he showed hints of individual brilliance but achieved limited team success. However, his move to the Boston Celtics in 2007 changed that. Alongside Paul Pierce and Ray Allen, Garnett led the Celtics to an NBA championship in 2008, solidifying his legacy as one of the greatest power forwards in NBA history. Garnett's journey from high school to the NBA paved the way for a new generation of versatile, athletic big men who could do it all. Jermaine O'Neal's path to the NBA was similar to Garnett's. Coming out of Eau Claire High School in Columbia, South Carolina, O'Neal was a raw talent with immense potential. Drafted 17th overall by the Portland Trail Blazers in 1996, O'Neal's early years in the league were challenging. Playing limited minutes behind seasoned veterans, he struggled to make an impact. It wasn't until O'Neal was traded to the Indiana Pacers in 2000 that his career took off. Given the opportunity to play significant minutes, O'Neal quickly developed into one of the league's best big men.
6 turnovers by the Nets. Pacers have yet to score off of a turnover.
In the 2001-2002 season, he averaged 19 points and 10 rebounds per game, earning the NBA's Most Improved Player award. His defensive presence and ability to score in the post made him a cornerstone of the Pacers' success in the early 2000s. O'Neal was selected to 6 All-Star games and 3 All-NBA teams during his career. Despite his individual success, O'Neal is regarded as one of those NBA greats that never managed to win an NBA championship. T-Mac Tracy McGrady is another player who made the jump from high school to the NBA, and like the others, he faced his share of challenges. Drafted 9th overall by the Toronto Raptors in 1997, McGrady's first few years in the league were marred by limited playing time and a struggle to adapt to the professional game. However, McGrady's fortunes changed when he was traded to the Orlando Magic in 2000. Given the freedom to be the team's primary scorer, T-Mac blossomed into one of the most explosive offensive players in the NBA. In the 2002-2003 season, he led the league in scoring with an average of 32.1 points per game, showing how he could take over games single-handedly. McGrady was a 7-time All-Star and a 2-time NBA scoring champion, known for his smooth shooting stroke and incredible athleticism. Despite his individual brilliance, McGrady's teams often fell short in the playoffs, leading to criticism that he couldn't carry a team to a championship. However, McGrady's impact on the game, particularly during his peak years with the Magic and Houston Rockets, is undeniable. He remains one of the most talented scorers in NBA history. Amer Stoudemire's entry into the NBA in 2002 was a breath of fresh air for the league. Drafted 9th overall by the Phoenix Suns, Stoudemire was an athletic powerhouse known for his explosive dunks and ability to run the floor. He won the Rookie of the Year award in 2003, setting the stage for one hell of a career. Stoudemire's partnership with point guard Steve Nash in Phoenix was one of the most exciting duos in NBA history. Together, they ran an up-tempo offense that left opponents gasping for air. Stoudemire's ability to finish at the rim made him a key component of the Suns' success during the mid-2000s. Stoudemire was a 6-time All-Star and a 5-time All-NBA selection. His best statistical season came in 2004-2005 when he averaged 26 points and 9 rebounds per game. However, injuries plagued Stoudemire throughout his career, limiting his impact in the later years. Despite this, Stoudemire's early years in the NBA were a showcase of what a high school player could achieve with the right mix of athleticism and skill.
Great pitch because Stoudemire got a hand up. Great contested shot.
Dwight Howard was one of the last great players to jump directly from high school to the NBA before the league instituted an age limit in 2005. Drafted 1st overall by the Orlando Magic in 2004, Howard was a force to be reckoned with in the paint from the moment he entered the league. His size, strength, and athleticism made him the best center in the NBA for several years. Howard's career highlights include 8 All-Star selections, 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards, and leading the Magic to the NBA Finals in 2009. His ability to control the boards and protect the rim was unmatched and unparalleled during his prime. Howard's legacy is cemented by his longevity and his role in the Lakers' 2020 championship team, where he played a crucial part as a veteran leader. Moses Malone's story is unique because he was drafted by the ABA before the NBA and became one of the first players to skip college for professional basketball. Malone's professional career began in 1974 when he was drafted in the 3rd round of the ABA draft. When the NBA and ABA merged in 1976, Malone became one of the most dominant centers in the NBA. Over a 20-year career, Malone averaged 20.3 points and 12.3 rebounds per game. He was a 3-time NBA MVP, a 13-time All-Star, and won an NBA championship with the Philadelphia 76ers in 1983, where he was also named Finals MVP. Malone's rebounding prowess and scoring ability made him one of the best big men of all time. Malone's journey from high school to professional basketball paved the way for future generations of players. His success in both the ABA and NBA demonstrated that young athletes could make a successful transition from high school to professional sports without the need for college.
Malone, he's there, he goes up, double pump scores, and he's fouled.
Bobby Jones will put it in play.
When we talk about high school players making the leap to the NBA, few names carry as much weight and gravitas as the Black Mamba himself. Kobe Bryant. Drafted 13th overall in 1996 by the Charlotte Hornets and immediately traded to the Los Angeles Lakers, Kobe's entry into the NBA marked the beginning of one of the greatest careers in the history of the sport. Kobe's early years in the NBA were a learning experience, but it didn't take long for the young guard from Lower Merion High School in Pennsylvania to establish himself as a superstar. By the age of 21, Bryant had already won 3 NBA championships alongside Shaquille O'Neal, forming one of the most dominant and feared duos in the entire history of the NBA. Over his 20-year career, Kobe accumulated accolades after accolades that placed him among the all-time greats. 18 All-Star selections, 5 NBA championships, 2 NBA Finals MVPs, and a regular season MVP in 2008. Bryant's work ethic was legendary, often arriving at the gym hours before practice to hone his craft. His dedication paid off, leading to iconic moments like his 81-point game against the Toronto Raptors in 2006. Kobe's influence extended beyond the court. He inspired a generation of players with his Mamba mentality, a philosophy centered on relentless focus and perseverance.
Kobe Bryant backing out and take the three. Rebounded by Abdemal, built fire, and knock it down.
Nice tip to himself, and he's got to get back. He's enjoying it. Now, if he were...
How can we have a discussion of high school to NBA transitions without mentioning LeBron James? Arguably the most hyped high school prospect in history, LeBron was already a national sensation before he ever stepped foot on an NBA court. Drafted first overall by the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2003, LeBron was immediately expected to turn the struggling franchise into a contender. LeBron's rookie season saw him average 20.9 points per game, a remarkable feat for an 18-year-old in the NBA. Over the next 2 decades, LeBron has exceeded even the loftiest of expectations. He is a 4-time NBA champion, 4-time MVP, and the NBA's all-time leading scorer. LeBron's combination of size, speed, and basketball IQ is unmatched, making him one of the greatest players in the history of the sport. LeBron's impact goes beyond his statistics. He's been a transformative figure in the NBA, leading his teams to success and inspiring a new generation of players. His decision to go straight from high school to the NBA was validated by his legendary career, which continues to this day as he approaches 40 years old. Which of these high school to NBA stars do you think had the biggest impact on the game? Or is there another player whose journey inspired you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We're eager to hear your take on these basketball legends.